Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you 4 high protein recipes. They're kind of like 4 more well-known favorite recipes, but I put my little spin on them to make them higher protein. I wanted to share these 4 recipes and make them higher protein because I know how challenging it can be to get enough throughout the day. I know personally when I talk to people or when I first start working with clients, they're not exactly aware of how much protein they're eating, which generally means they're not eating enough. It does take a little bit of awareness at the beginning, and I think making small adjustments to your meals and snacks throughout the day can really have a big impact on your total intake. So we all know why protein intake is important. I'm not going to go into all of those details. I have a couple different recipes. I have 2 sweet, 2 savory, so whether you have a sweet tooth like myself or not, there'll be something here for you. Like I said, these recipes are kind of like traditional favorites, but I put my little spin on them to make them higher protein, and then maybe you can take tips from these recipes and apply them to other recipes. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the recipes. So first recipe I'm going to share is just a pasta dish, but who doesn't love pasta? I mean, I really like pasta. It's not something that I go to very often, only because I find it doesn't keep me full. It's not super satisfying for me, but this chickpea pasta you can see is super high in fiber, really high in protein, and this is one of the easiest ways you can enjoy your pasta dish and still hit your protein goal. Pasta is just also one of those things that it's just so easy and convenient to make, and when you get like a chickpea or a lentil or some sort of like high fiber, high protein pasta, it can kind of act as the whole meal, sort of. So you can see I add a ton of greens into mine just for those micronutrients, some extra fiber. Spinach also has a little bit of protein in it as well. You could totally add, extra protein with meat or tofu. You could make a salad out of this. Possibilities are just sort of endless with this, which is why I love it. Typically, I would add extra protein like some chicken or salmon or anything really, just because I do try to hit like a higher protein goal personally. I don't know, call me crazy, but I also like to add fried eggs to my pasta and let the yolk kind of run and it acts as a sauce. It's so good. But honestly, this chickpea pasta is great. Love the texture. I love the high fiber, high protein content. This can totally be a meal on its own. And yeah, like I said, compared to regular pasta, this totally hits the spot. Next up is a classic. I had to share an avocado toast with eggs because this is a favorite for everybody. You can say it's super basic, but whatever, it's so good. There's a reason why everybody likes it. But anyway, so today I just grabbed half an avocado and then mixed it with some garlic, salt and pepper, and lemon juice. This ended up not being enough, so I actually ended up using the whole avocado. But the little spin that I put on this was, instead of using 2 whole eggs, an egg on top of each toast, which is totally fine, by the way, I just wanted to help you guys see how you can increase the protein intake by using egg whites only. Now, the egg yolk is super good for you. It's very healthy, nutritious, but you are still getting fats from the avocado, so it's still a balanced meal even if you're just using the whites. If you find that you are getting enough protein throughout the day, you don't need to only use the whites, you can use the whole egg. But if you find that you're struggling to hit your protein goal, using pure egg whites is an easy way to increase your protein without increasing your fat and calorie content as well. So it's great for anybody who's has like aesthetic goals of maybe trimming down or whatever. But that aside, I just like that the egg whites provide such a high amount of protein. I'm also using this Carbonat, I think it's called, bread. This I found at Costco. They also sell it at Healthy Planet, and it's like a keto bread. I'm not keto, but I do appreciate that it does have some extra fats in it, some good omega-3s. It has tons of protein in it as well, so getting a high protein bread is also another easy way to increase your protein intake. And like I said, this one also has good healthy fats in it. So even though we're skipping out on the yolk, we still have tons of healthy fats here. And then I had to smother this in ketchup and hot sauce. And yeah, here you are. Here's like your typical eggs and avo toast, but with a little bit higher protein because we've got just the egg whites and we've got a protein bread as well. Okay, next one is a no-brainer. If you know me at all, this is my absolute favorite. You see me eat this every single day. I usually have it for breakfast. Sometimes I'll have it for lunch, but this is my quick steel cut oats and egg white breakfast. Serving of this usually packs in about 5 grams of protein, also about 5 grams of fiber. And then I use egg whites instead of protein powder. You can totally use protein powder as well. I'm just like on an egg white kick right now. I really like the taste of it in oats. I don't usually whip it just because I'm lazy, but for the video, I wanted to whip it and show you how it can actually make your oats really nice and fluffy and increase the volume of it. So you can see there's, this looks like a lot. There's not that much oats in there, but the egg whites just make it super fluffy. So you've got your protein from a little bit in the oats, you've got your protein from the egg whites. I also topped it with some Greek yogurt, which is another great source of protein. This is probably one of the most satiating breakfasts you can have. High protein, high fiber, high volume, keeps you full for hours. I feel great doing my workouts once this kind of digests. Highly, highly, highly recommend these protein oats to try in the morning. Next up is a protein yogurt bowl. This is another thing that I share on my Instagram a lot just because I have a sweet tooth and I usually go for these sweeter recipes. So what I do is I usually buy Greek yogurt. Sometimes I just buy regular plain yogurt and then add protein into it, which is what I'm doing today. So if you buy regular plain yogurt, this is definitely more like affordable option, especially if you have like a larger family or like a high grocery bill. Go for the plain yogurt and just add your protein powder to it. Adds great flavor. It keeps the sugar content down and you probably end up with a higher protein content at the end of the day anyway. I also find I don't really get sick of yogurt bowls just because I'm always mixing up the flavor that I put in or the toppings that you put in. You can literally make it into whatever you're craving that day. So I just did like a mix of bananas, blueberries. I added some toasted coconut you'll see, and some maple syrup, chia seeds. So super balanced meal with the proteins and fats and carbs as well, because the fruits have, you know, your sugars and your carbs. So whether or not you actually go for the plain yogurt or the plain Greek yogurt, by adding a little bit of protein powder, you could do a couple spoonfuls, you could do a whole scoop. You're getting in that extra protein, and it's just an easy way to sneak in some more protein and some good flavor. I find this snack or this meal super satiating. I have so much energy after this. It's perfect pre or post workout, breakfast, snack. I also find that it hits all my sweet tooth cravings. So that's it for today's video. I try to aim to get around 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, give or take a bit, and then all of my snacks I have some sort of a protein source with it. So I make sure that with every meal or snack that I eat, I do have a source of protein. That way I know I'm getting enough throughout the day, and you don't really have to like track it too closely if you don't want to, as long as you're kind of checking each meal that you're getting within that range. If you like these recipe videos or nutrition hack videos, make sure to let me know in the comments. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.